Good mid-afternoon or early afternoon, everyone. Before we get into this afternoon's update, we're going to be going back to a very familiar format. When I do my updates, they will be no less than 20 minutes per update. I feel like myself, I haven't been putting out the best product I can be putting out, and for that I apologize. I feel like it can be more informative. I feel like it can have a better environment within, and I feel like we can get to a more standard schedule to where we can all be together more often and we can continue to grow in the right direction. So with that being said, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing the lives again. I'll do it tonight at 6 p.m. On Saturday and Sunday, probably not, but Monday through Friday, we'll be doing it 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Starting on Monday, that'll be going right into the close at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but our clocks get moved back an hour Saturday night into Sunday, or early Sunday morning in the USA. So it'll be back to that 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. will be leading us into the daily close. And on Monday through Friday, without miss, we will be doing our lives going into the close. Now, on weekends, that's hit or miss because the weekends are the weekends. And if I'm at my dad's or whatever the case may be, like tomorrow, my grandpa, he turns 90 on November 5th. So there's going to be some kind of party for him. So you didn't hear that from me. But I feel like going through our updates, we not only can do a better, or I can do a better job of making sure that this becomes a positive environment, not putting the negativity in the air. And I feel like even I have started to go in that direction. So for that, we're going to start to sway in the other direction. If you like my longer updates of 20 minutes or more, you're going to really enjoy the fact that I've hit this spot. If you like, the more often seeing me, you're really going to like this. So let me get into the update. Let me timestamp this, and we're going to go into the charts as well because I'm anticipating a hit to 52.84 cents approximately, and I'll show you how I come up with that. But I also have more than just that I would like to talk about with all of you. There's one more news of note because it's a very important date that makes sense, and investors, we could see that we're pointing into that direction. So we'll go and talk about what's January 20th is and why it's so important. So if you could please make sure to hit that like button as I go through the intro so that YouTube will recommend this update. And I would love to hear what you're saying in the comments. I would love to hear your feelings. And as you can see in the background, we're going into the winter wonderland now, and it's my favorite time of the year. So positivity over negativity. We are a place of inclusiveness here. We do not play the victim. We play the winner. Because after all, if we play the victim, we're not going to know what's out there. And if you play the winner, you're always going to want to know. You're going to have to know everything because you're going to want to stay ahead. So remember, the love over the hate, it always wins out. So good good early afternoon, 12:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, November 1st, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, there's going to come a point, and it's not going to be as far out as everybody thinks, that we're going to look back at these days when XRP was 52, when XRP was 60, 75, 40, 30, when XRP was under that dollar threshold. And for some, you're going to look back and say, man, what was I so afraid of? Why did I buy into all of the fear? Why did I just not take a second to educate myself on why I would hold this asset? And if we just start looking into some things, this is the breaking news right now. So breaking, 21 shares files for XRP ETF with US SEC. And before we get into this, there is something that actually ties in with this that makes this important. So the SEC did acknowledge XRP's exchange traded fund proposal, and don't worry about the FUD below it. Can XRP at 100? That shouldn't even be what you're focused on. So the SEC acknowledged. So the SEC's formal acknowledgement of Grayscale's filing means that it's now soliciting comments from interested parties, including other cryptocurrency firms. So let's read through this so we can get through the FUD. SEC has formally acknowledged filing to convert Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, GDLC, into an ETF. GDLC holds approximately 77% Bitcoin, 17% Ethereum, and remainder in Solana, XRP, and AVAX. The SEC now soliciting public comments and decision clock starts ticking. So just so we understand what's going on here, because they do acknowledge the XRP side of this, but to the extent, this is what we know. So, Securities and Exchange Commission, October 29, 2024, the self-regulatory organizations, New York, blah, 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 blah. Notice of filing a proposed rule change to adopt new NYSE ARCA rule, provide for the listing and trading of commodity and digital asset-based investment interests, and to list and trade shares of the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, LLC. And then they go pursuant to Section 19 of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 and Rule 19b-4. Thereunder, notice is hereby given that on October 15, 2024, filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the proposed rule change as described in items 1, 2, and 3 below, which item have been prepared by the self-regulatory blah, 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 self-regulatory organization. The Commission is publishing this notice to solicit comments on the proposed rule change from the interest persons. So they are trying to change some rules here so that they can get the... They're going to convert the Grayscale, and then you're going to get your... that's a lot of stuff here. That's a lot of stuff that's actually transpiring, so I want to make sure that you see the information. So while XRP is very much a small player in the fund, an SEC approval of an ETF that tracks its price could be pivotal for the altcoin. Namely, it could introduce a precedent that other institutions use to launch their own dedicated XRP ETFs, which would obviously have big ramifications for the coin's price. Whether Grayscale will be successful in its application is uncertain at this juncture. However, given the SEC's longstanding classification of Solana as a security, and given its legal battle with Ripple, yet this could all change next week when the U.S. electorate, and we all know about the election. So I don't want to go into politics. So now let's get back to this. So as we know that can open up interest, so here's another one. Breaking, and this is just today, hot off the presses. 21 shares files for XRP ETF with U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. 21 shares is filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to offer an XRP ETF joining the likes of Bitwise and Canary Capital. 21 shares has become the latest asset manager to file with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to offer an XRP ETF. This again mounts pressure on the Commission to finally respond to the pending applications from the other asset managers who have applied to offer this fund. Oh, baby. When this actually goes through, and it will, make no mistake about it, if you're watching this, I don't want you to get left behind. This is going to happen in time. I promise you. And there comes a point with XRP when it all feels like there's nothing left to hold for. It all feels like it's all coming unglued. It all feels like we're still in the same spot as we were in 2021. But there was a lot of variables that from the outside you wouldn't notice. You wouldn't notice that if you understand technicals, you know, in 21 you can ride the waves up and down. So you can buy low, sell high. And then you're still holding your position, but you don't have to sit through and hold through the bottom to the top and then back to the bottom. And you're selling out at cycle ends. Right now, still the accumulation time. That's why, to me, the whole buy to sell right now when XRP's at 52 cents or 54 cents or 75 cents or 18 cents, like, what does it really matter? That's not our end game. So I believe full and wholeheartedly that trading XRP right now is pointless because we already sold out in 21. We had a swing trade back in 22. But after it was back to 34 cents and bounced the uptrend, now you're playing with fire now. So you're playing with fire. And eventually these ETFs are going to go through. Eventually this lawsuit is going to end because what a lot of people are still missing is that, yes, there was an appeal. And yes, XRP filed Form C and yada, yada, yada. But the ruling that XRP is not a security can never be changed. That's the law of the land. That's something that everybody needs to pay attention to who's afraid to invest in XRP because they feel like somehow this lawsuit with the appeal, all of a sudden XRP is now going to become untradeable. The only thing that can happen is Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse and the bunch would have to pay a bigger fine. That has no impact on us. It's already not a security. So everybody who's afraid I believe they're using this tactic on purpose because it keeps a lot of people out. Imagine in 2021 when XRP was $1.98 that you're sitting here with me now at 52 cents and you're trying to find a reason not to buy. Or you didn't find a reason to buy when it was at 34, like I advised everybody to. Or when it dropped to 38 earlier in the year and I said, I'm buying more. And if it comes under 40 cents again, you better believe I'm buying even more. So many people are so afraid of, but they're afraid of an asset that they think is going to transform things, but are afraid to hold as it's starting to put the pieces together. It's a strange dynamic that we deal with, but that's the difference between a swing trader day to day and a long-term investor. Now, I disagree with some of the adages of long-term investors. They say you hold, long hold, never sell. I disagree with that. If I'm buying in a bear market, and then if it goes into a bull market and we fail to hold those proponents, and I know we're about to break back to the bearish side of town and then some, I'm not going to hold it and, fund their operation. But what I will do is buy back in when it's at the bottom of a bear market again, like we did here at the time. Now, who knows? We could come back through, but we never had a bull cycle. So it would still be the long-term accumulation phase. And it gives me more opportunities. I will take them in stride. But I'm not going to hold the fun things, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm also not going to swing trade in and out so that I have to pay taxes and do this. But let's get back to the point. 21 shares files for an XRP ETF with the US SEC. I just want you to understand the time we're at right now. We're before the big transformation. We're before 2028, but every day we talk, I used to say this in 21 and everybody's saying, oh, it's 7 years away, or 22 it's 6, or 23 it's 5, or 24 it's 4. Going into 25, now it's only 3 years away. When I first started, it was 7. That's how fast time goes and how quick the opportunity, when it goes, it goes. The asset manager filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to offer the 21 shares Core XRP Trust, which will track the performance of the XRP coin and offer institutional investors a mean to gain exposure to the crypto. 21 shares joins Bitwise and Canary Capital, which have already filed their registration statements with the commission to offer an XRP ETF. And remember, RWAs are coming to the XRP ledger very shortly. That's real world assets in the form of gold and silver in tokenized forms. And that's coming to the ledger. That's already verified. So there's a lot of capital that's going to be moving through the ledger. And that doesn't even count the ROUSD token. That'll be the stable token or the stable coin. So even if XRP is used just as a nominal gas fee for a token, it's going to go up exponentially. It is worth mentioning that 21 shares had previously filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to offer a spot Solana ETF. Although that application looks to have been rejected, the commission still has doubts over Solana's security status. However, the application for the XRP ETF could take a different turn, considering that XRP has already gained regulatory clarity. So Solana, everybody, just pay attention to what I just read. With Judge Annalisa Perez declaring that XRP isn't a security in itself. Moreover, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission didn't appeal this decision in its appeal against Ripple, which I aforementioned earlier in this update, indicating that they have accepted XRP's non-security status. Listen to that carefully, folks. XRP has already gained regulatory clarity, with Judge Annalisa Perez declaring that XRP isn't a security in itself. Moreover, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission didn't appeal this decision in its appeal against Ripple, indicating that they have accepted XRP's non-security status. Interestingly, 21 shares exchange-traded fund application just comes following the Court of Appeals first order in the XRP lawsuit. Meanwhile, it is worth mentioning that 21 shares is no newcomer to the XRP ecosystem. The asset manager already offers the 21 shares Ripple XRP ETP, AXRP, a crypto ETF domiciled in Switzerland. The fund tracks XRP's performance and provides investors exposure to crypto. So no stranger indeed, folks. Just follow the lines. Follow all of the tape. But follow what's actually happening underneath it all. You can find articles like this that actually talk truth. You just got to wiggle through all the nonsense. I do that for you. I try my best so that you can go further. Take it deeper. Send me what you know. I would love to hear in the comments what you found out. Things that you understand. Things that we might not touch on that you want us to touch on. If there's something you want me to talk about with XRP, with Ripple, talk about it in the comments. I will do the proper research and I will put out a nice, formidable update for you. Heck, we might even talk about it in the live. So XRP investors, why can't they wait until January 20th? So let's just go down here. We're going to skip through all of the noise because we already know a lot of the noise. What we want to see is January 20th. So the U.S. presidential election will conclude on November 5th, and the ultimate winner will be sworn in office on January 20th. A new president means a new administration, which could change the regulatory approach toward crypto and leadership in many agencies, including the Securities and Exchange Commission. Current SEC Chairman Gary Gensler has led the charge on the Ripple lawsuit and is considered public enemy number one. By many crypto stakeholders, many would like to see Gensler removed and replaced with a leader more amenable toward crypto. That's another reason why Johnny Deaton needs to win that part of the race, because Elizabeth Warren is not friendly with crypto. So there's a lot of things that need to be changed here. I don't want to get into politics, but that's the reason forward to that. They can talk Trump, Kamala, I don't care, whatever their forward opinions are. I don't want to get into politics, because I know the central banks are making the moves. So I mean, what the hell's the point? XRP investors will be looking forward to a new administration that would swap Gensler out for someone less focused on regulating crypto by the SEC. XRP would also benefit if this lawsuit ends and if it is no longer the poster child for the SEC's efforts to have more regulatory authority over cryptocurrencies. A Trump administration probably would try to remove Gensler as soon as possible, but Harris might follow a similar path. Either way, XRP investors can't wait for January 20th. And then I don't really care what Motley Fool Advisor says about buying or selling right now or whatever. It doesn't matter. So XRP, before I leave, we got a couple minutes. What are we looking at for today? Well, unfortunately, XRP right now, as much as I want it to come to 52.8 and I expect that bounce, it's not guaranteed. And the reason for that is if we get rejected at this exact spot, and let's see where this puts us. We talked about this morning. If this ends up being a rejection, it could send us right back down. Whoops. Sorry. Some of you know, some of you don't. I can only see out of one eye, so sometimes it gets a little dicey. So that's 49.49 cents in current times. That's the short-term pattern we broke out of, and that looks like a rising channel coming back over. So that is not good. We're going to have to break up pretty damn quickly. But the XRP USD chart, if it holds this and we break back through, this is the formation we've created with the most recent drop. It's filling in the pattern. So let's see. It's kind of like that. It's like that. But it's filling in the pattern. So we hit that support. So resistance right now. Let's get this marked on here. And this is all I want everybody to pay attention to. This is all you need to pay attention to. If we do get past that, the retest right now at around like the 52.4 that we seem to be getting hammered on, right? Or not 52.4. Where was that at? Let me put this back up. I don't know why because I probably was like, oh, it's getting in the way. We'll just do this when we know where we're going. But we're going to have to get over 52.28 to retake this area. Otherwise, we could drop off. And then over here, the resistance is up here, 52.84. And then if you fall out of here at 506, it's telling us what the other ones are already telling us. So, but we know we've got a lot of resistance and support that's built up, and that's what I'm trying to show everybody. So pay attention to all of this. I'll be back live tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll get together. We'll decide what we need to do, and we'll have a very in-depth live. It's going to be one that you're not used to. A lot of information. I know this is one that it's taken a lot of time, but if I take a lot of time, I can put a lot of information. So if you like the longer updates, you are surely going to like these again. And if you like when I'm super dedicated and super focused and I actually consider a lot of things at once and I'm my best self, this is going to be the best for you. If you want to figure out a way to trade XRP before all this stuff happens, you can go to the video description below and our homepage, or you can look at the link here on my YouTube channel. You just click on where it says BITUNIX and it'll show BITUNIX and HOTCOIN. BITUNIX is my most trusted exchange. I love it. That's where we're going to be buying, and I want the drop to happen here accordingly. Like, for the record, I want XRP and the rest of crypto to drop here. It's about a 25% drop in totality. We've already fallen some of it, but I want XRP back down around 42 cents to get out all of the players down there. I want everybody to know, like Bitcoin, we showed the heat liquidation map. We'll go into that deeper tonight in the live if you show up. We'll talk about the Bitcoin heat liquidation map and why it points to a much lower level than we're at now. And there's just a lot I wanted to drop down for. I want to get back into winning Wednesdays, FOMO Fridays, motivated Mondays. And right now we've been buying about $50 a week in VELO. But I'm hoping it comes down under a penny. So I'm trying to buy $50 a week right now as it's coming down. But that's not my goal here. I've got funds to the side, as you all know, that I need to start building into positions, but there's nothing to build into because I believe we're going to have a bigger drop. Unless invalidated, that's just I can't help the bear flag and the death cross and the dailies and such. A gigantic bear flag at that. So get ahead of this on BITUNIX if you want to join us. They not only have leverage if you want to short the market. It's one way to do it. But they have XRP. And we're going to be buying Algo, IOTA, IOTX, and many more on BITUNIX. And then, and that's worldwide. USA, worldwide. And they have the lowest spot leverage trading fees I've personally found in the USA. And then HOTCOIN, I'm going to be buying VELO, which I already am. There's a few others on there, different ecosystems that I'll talk about later when the time's right. But there's a reason to have both HOTCOIN and BITUNIX. It's if you want to keep up to date with what I'm doing. So make sure you pay attention to that. If you appreciate this update, make sure to hit that like button. And please share this on social media. If you want to show that extra support, you can always join Tom's Army, pay it forward, become part of the team. Or you can send a YouTube super chat. But other than that, I'll see everybody who decides to show up at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight.